All right. Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Punked Out Podcast. I'm your host, Sam, and today I'm joined by my friend whose name is also Sam. So today we're Sam squared. And Sam is the content creator behind Forever Pop Punk on TikTok. He is from Nottingham in the UK, but currently lives in Manchester. And he posts the best nostalgic content, forgotten songs, and deep cuts. And he also supports growing bands and likes to try and get their name out there. Is super supportive, super positive force in the pop punk community online. And he also hosts a radio show almost every day, I believe, and he takes requests for songs. He'll do an album of the week. He'll do a certain category of pop punk songs, and it's just so awesome. And one more awesome thing that he's doing is hosting a birthday Palooza show in Manchester featuring some awesome pop punk bands that we know and love that are UK based. One of them being A Night in November, who we had on our first episode, and three
Right.
other awesome bands. So, is this taking place on your actual birthday, Sam?
No, it's not on my actual birthday. So it's more like a birthday for Forever Pop Punk. It's the anniversary of when this whole madness changed my life, basically.
Oh, wow. So, speaking of that, can you give us kind of that origin story of how you got started creating this content and started posting and getting introduced to the scene? Can you tell us about that?
So I've always been into pop punk. I've literally basically been obsessed. And I was I do content creation for companies, and it was a slow day, and I was on TikTok, and I was flicking through, and there was a couple of like forgotten songs, like videos, but they were all like kind of pop and like that kind of thing, and I thought, I could do that. So I literally I've got like this massive pop punk playlist. It's like 1,600 songs, and I just put it on and started writing down what came up, and then just made the videos, and then I just posted them. Uh, it was so that was 2022, I think, either 2021 or 22, and but they kept getting silenced. Because at the time TikTok still had a different like algorithm where it wouldn't let you like have all the songs. So it kept silencing songs. So I was like, right, I'm going to stop this. And then last year, I randomly like went back on the page, and I saw that all the sounds had come back on. So I was like, right, I'm going to start doing it again. And like I did a couple of videos, and then one video just absolutely popped off, like massive, like absolutely massive. It's got 5.5 million views now. Uh,
Which what song is it?
so if you do it by like most views, it's the first one that comes up. I try not to pin stuff because, to be honest, it's not really pop punk. It's
Really? Which one is it?
Megan Deer Monster. So it's more like emo-y. So I do like pop punk and emo, but obviously pop punk, forever pop punk, emo and adjacent wouldn't work. So I kind of just stuck with the pop punk, but I do freely go between. Not everyone likes that, but yeah.
No, I get you. Sometimes you just you want to stray from the niche a little bit and then but you post something and it just goes so viral and you don't even expect it to go so viral. You're like, what is happening right now?
It was absolutely madness. I was on about 1,000 followers when I posted it, and then I went to sleep, and then the next day I woke up and I had 10,000 followers, and I was like, what's going on here? Went to sleep the next went so like had the day like I think me and my wife were actually camping, so I wasn't actually on my phone that much, and then I checked my phone again in the evening, and I had 30,000 followers, and then Yeah, honestly, and then
Oh my
and then went
God.
60,000 the next morning, and that's when I was like, right, what do I do now? Yeah, so I was literally just like, well, I'll see what happens, and I started like reaching out to local bands and stuff, and like just was trying to help people, and I was doing I do lives 3 times a week, which are cool, and yeah, it's just become a thing, but it's a lot of fun, and it's absolute madness.
I remember when I first started on TikTok and your videos, they just, they kept popping up and I was like,
Yeah,
Forever Pop Punk, follow. I was like, this guy is a god at posting nostalgic content. Like, I gotta follow this. And that's when I realized that your page was one of my introductions to the actual like online community because I thought everything I had grown up listening to is a dead scene and
mm,
nobody cares anymore, but I was like, wait, no, 100,000 people that follow this Forever Pop Punk guy cares about this music.
exactly. Exactly.
Crazy.
I've had the exact same like um like awakening basically of like I was the same of that. I thought the music that this kind of genre was like dead and like no one really cared about it anymore. And then like yeah, there's loads of really great creators like me, you. There's Night in November are doing great things.
Yes. Yes, I think there's a page, Emo Punk Memories, and
Yeah,
just all kinds of amazing creators in the scene right now. And it almost feels like an international family kind of because
100%.
everyone's from a different place and doing different kinds of content, but it's all kind of got the same heart to it. Would you be able to maybe pinpoint your earliest memories of getting into pop punk? Like were you a little kid? Were you in middle school? Like what are your earliest memories of pop
So
punk music?
my dad was always into like punk music. So he's always into like the Sex Pistols, the Clash, like Undertones, that kind of thing. And he had a Green Day Dookie album, and like he used to listen to it in the car, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. Um, and then like the more like obviously I was kind of like I like it, but it's old. You know,
I
like,
get it. I get it. Yeah.
but I was like, yeah, I like it, but it's
Yeah.
not new and fresh. And I mean, like if I told people, they wouldn't be like, oh, cool. Whereas, like as soon as bands like Bon for Soup, um, and it's Simple Plan and Newfound Glory kind of came up, it was then like Blink 182, of course.
Of
Uh,
course.
they like came around. It was like it's cool to listen to this music now. Um, so yeah, that was. But I actually have a vivid memory of going. Like I think my dad used to own like this fireworks company, and he used to sell fireworks. And
Okay.
yeah, it was weird. But like he didn't have like a delivery service or anything, so he got like a delivery like 2 hours away, and me and my dad literally drove to this house to deliver these fireworks, and we were listening to the radio, and Girl of the Bad Guys One came on, and honestly, I think it might have changed my life. uh,
Really?
yeah,
I
because
love that song so
I
much.
think I'd be as obsessed if I hadn't have heard that song at that point. It was just I literally was just like, right, I need to listen to it again and again. I was like, I need to buy the CD. A couple of years later, they came on tour, and me and my dad and my friend went. Uh, my dad was there at the back, and he was like, "Oh, they were really good."
I love that Jarrett Reddick is still, he's on social media doing stuff, doing interviews, doing all kinds
Yeah,
of stuff.
he, funnily enough, he hosts a show with Blood, Sweat, and Beers, and I on I think it's monthly on a Tuesday, and I do a show every Monday with them. Um, so yeah, like, I haven't met him yet, but like So yeah, uh, they literally do a show with Jarrett Reddick, and then so like they're with me on a Monday, like just messing around, and on a Tuesday they're showing all this great music to Jarrett. So mad. I'm
Oh
just
my
like, how
gosh.
is this even happening?
What? I have never been able to I never made that connection because I know A Night in November was telling me about Blood, Sweat and Beers and like they're so cool and all that,
Yeah,
and I looked at their page. I had no idea Jarrett was involved in that.
yeah,
Like that is so I didn't know you were involved in that either. So that's so
we're
crazy.
all
Now I definitely have to go show more of my love to Blood, Sweat, and Beer since you guys are all involved. That's so cool. So speaking of going live and doing shows, I absolutely love your radio show. I don't know what time you do it in your time zone, but every time I'm on my way to work in the
yeah,
morning at like 7:30 a.m.,
yeah.
I your radio show is on and stuff. What time do you do it over there in your time zone?
So over here it's three three till six and 4 till 6. So four till six on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and 3 till 6 on Thursdays.
It's like the radio station I've always wanted. You know, I was like, this radio show is meant for people like me. There was one day, I think it was like a few weeks ago maybe or last month, where you had Still Not Getting Any by Simple Plan, that album, as album of the, is it the of the week or of the
Yeah,
day?
album of the week. So my
Yeah.
subscribers basically everyone, all my subscribers kind of put in an album, and then I put them into a poll and they vote. Um, but that was one that was definitely a big one for me. Still Not Getting Any. We also did Drunk Enough to Dance, which we just spoke about, and that was also a lot of fun. Uh,
Yeah, I bet those two albums shaped so much of my childhood. And as you said, when I know I caught you right before I was getting into work. I was like putting on my perfume in the parking lot and about to run into work, but I was like, I cannot leave the show right now without telling him how much this album means to me. I was like, dude, this album shaped my childhood. And I remember you said something like, are we the same person? Because this album shaped my childhood. I
we
was like,
honestly did.
we need to have a conversation about this. But let's start with the album and how did that impact you and why was it such an impact? How'd you get into Simple Plan and all that?
So I think we've got a TV channel over here called Krang. It's also like a magazine and stuff. And basically, I used to put it on before I went to school, and this song came on, "Welcome to My Life," and I was like, "This is a good song," and I was like, "It speaks to me as well." God, I was going through a proper emo stage, uh,
Proper. Mm-hmm.
proper. I went through. So I bought the album, and like every single song just speaks to like a angsty kind of 13, 14, 15 year old in a way that just not many other albums do, and it was insane. It was just like this this band are talking to me, like they get me.
They get me. No one understands me, but Simple Plan does. Especially Welcome to My Life. I remember hearing that for the first time when it premiered on MTV over here and they premiered the music video. I remember when they used to just premiere music videos, you had to wait forever and you just like sit like, okay, the music video is about to start. Like it's not like that anymore, but wow,
Same
that was a moment.
It was like a TV guide, so it told you what was going to come up. So like it would say like premiere of, and so you'd just be
Yes.
sat there like going, it's coming, it's coming. So my favourite is actually Every Time.
So
Uh,
sad.
no, yeah, I don't know why, but I think it kind of spoke to that feeling of wanting to escape, like just wanting to get away. Because I'm from like a tiny, tiny little village in Nottinghamshire. I'm literally talking like 2,000 people. Um,
What?
got fields all around us as well, so it's like just loads of farmland. It was 15, 20 minutes to the nearest town. It used to take me half an hour to get to secondary school, which is basically the high
What?
school. Um, so yeah, I think that song always spoke to like that just feeling of like being stuck in a tiny, tiny little place. Um, so yeah, that one for sure. What about yours? What's your favourite?
I think my favorite, every time I go revisit that album, I go straight to Jump. I don't know, I just resonate with the energy of the band so much because those guys jump. Like they jump in circles synchronized with their guitars. I think of the song Jump like just encapsulating like the energy of the band and the energy I feel like is inside me. If that makes sense. That would be my favorite.
I saw them in 2005. They must have been touring that album. I think they must have been.
They
Um,
probably did because didn't it come out in '04 or '05?
yeah, I think he must have. '04.
Is it '04?
Yeah, '04. So yeah, they would have been touring.
Wow.
It was like February 2005. So like
That's
I think
amazing. Oh, you're so lucky you got to see them play those songs live from that album.
it was insane. I think me and about six friends went. Uh, like my dad took us all into the nearest city, which is probably about an hour and a bit away. Um, and then drove us all home as well. He was literally sat outside the venue.
What? Your dad sounds like the dopest guy.
Yeah, he's brilliant. Like we really like connect on music, and I think we always kind of have
That's so
music,
special.
music and football,
Music
which
and
is
football.
soccer for you guys.
Oh, yes, yes. That's thank you for saying that because my brain went my brain went straight
Yeah,
to American football. I'm like, yeah, music and football. But like, no, football. That's soccer. Oh, that's so funny. That's so awesome. I wanted to know. So before Still Not Getting Any, the album, obviously,
yeah.
were you a fan of No Pads, No Helmets, Just Balls before then?
No, but I found out that I had heard it before, so I was like, obviously I got into Still Not Getting Any, and then I then went back and listened to No Pads, No Helmets, Just Balls, and
Mhm.
the best album name ever.
Yeah, I know. I know that's right. Oh God,
Right?
you're
Like,
killing
you
me, Sam.
absolutely love that name.
It's so funny, and it's just like it's so funny because when I definitely started with No Pads, No Helmets, I was like probably 8 years old. And I was listening to No Pads, No Helmets, Just Balls. And I was like a little kid. And there's all this like inappropriateness and all this stuff. But that's just, I feel like it just shows what pop punk really was all about. In the beginning, it was just like stupid
Yeah,
partying, like just like bullshitting around, with your friends. And I
it
really
sounds
just
fun,
enjoyed that
actually.
energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I did you ever hear about they had a DVD called A Big Package for You. Did you ever hear about that?
I remember it, but I don't think I ever had it. But I do remember it. I remember I've heard about it.
Cuz I think probably because it was the no pads, no helmets era and it was a DVD kind of like showing behind the scenes of them filming their music videos for like I'm Just a Kid and Addicted and then their world tour for No Pads and stuff. So it was very much before Still Not Getting Any.
I think I've seen footage of it. I'm pretty sure. Like I think some of the stuff from it's on YouTube, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah, definitely. I think that yeah, you could totally find the whole thing on YouTube and I remember that whole that whole DVD, I watched it. I can't even imagine. I can't even fathom the amount of times I watched it. Like I programmed my whole being with that DVD, and I just wanted to be just like them, like so badly. Um, did you have that experience with a certain band where you just really like idolize them, like that? You're like, that's what I want that, or like I want to be just like them. Who was that? Who was that for
I
you?
I was obsessed with Taking Back Sunday. Like I used to cut my hair the same way as uh, Adam Lazar, the lead singer, and I had this poster of him, and I like basically bought the same outfit as what he was wearing in that poster, which was a cutout from a Kerrang magazine.
I love that. Something I really love about your content is that you're very open about mental health.
Yes.
And you talk about, needing to take breaks from your platform. Sometimes, let's say you're going through something, you're like, I can't do my radio show today. And I really, really admire that you take that time for yourself. And I was wondering, do you feel like pop punk music and mental health kind of have like a connection? Has pop punk music, ever gotten you through a really rough patch? Or
With pop punk and like the emo kind of music, whatever mood you're in, there's always a song that fits that mood. And I think that really helps. Like it definitely helped growing up, but even now, kind of like I will just put on pop punk and I will feel better, like because it's higher energy, it's a lot more fun and and nostalgic, and yeah, it just always puts you in a better mood.
something about nostalgia that's like really,
Exactly.
healing, and I that's a huge part of the content that you create is the nostalgic deep cuts. And I remember when you posted an Amber Pacific video, it was Fall Back Into My Life. I was like, I forgot this song existed for real, and that really, it really does something.
So you know what was crazy was that a couple of weeks ago I got a notification and it was that Amper Pacific were started following my TikTok page.
No.
Honestly, yeah, no, honestly, and I was like, so I took a screenshot and I put it straight into my Discord server and I was like, what is going on?
Dude, stop.
And like another like pinch me moment was Census Fail came into my live. Um,
No.
and they were just there for like 10, 20 minutes. Didn't say anything, but I could just see the account was watching. I was like what is going on?
You're just like shaking. You're just like, okay,
Like,
I'm gonna just keep going as normal, but Census Fail is watching me.
like I posted one of their songs and as forgotten, and they reposted it, and I was just like, what? Yeah, this is madness.
I really do feel that feeling. And it's funny because like in our niche, it's like those bands were really like gods to us, like growing up and stuff. So
Yeah,
when you see that, I had Jarrett Reddick, who we were talking about earlier, stitch my video, and I almost jumped out the window, dude. Like I was like, what is happening? And it's just so cool to see. I was wondering, is there an artist like besides, Census Fail obviously watching and Amber Pacific following you? Do you have like a top like moment of do you have an like a follow that's like your top like oh my god moment, like what is happening?
how is that happening? Like Mest followed. Um,
What?
yeah, I've also had like when I've done like forgotten like songs, I've had bands like just comment saying, "Oh, thank you," or "This is awesome," or "We didn't forget it," or like comments like that, and I'm just like, "This is mental." Or even just I think I did a Simple Plan one, and Simple Plan liked it, and that was enough for me.
Oh, I could die after that. That they
Like
what?
what? It's like these people know I exist. Like
it's like they've seen my content. Like they they took a moment and they were breathing air at the same time they were looking at my TikTok. Like that's I know. That is crazy, Sam.
Pretty cool, yeah. I've always said that if Jarrett Reddick follows me, that'll be it. I'll be happy.
Yeah,
Like
if Jarrett Reddick like
I
you
can
could
stop.
rest.
I've peaked. I think they were much bigger in the UK as well. Like they used to do much bigger tours in the UK than they ever did in like US and stuff. Like I used to look at like the tours that they'd do in the US and they'd like have kind of up and coming bands. They'd come over here and they'd have like Wheatus, Bloodhound Gang, um, who else had, like they've toured with Simple Plan over here, like Less Than Jake, like as them being like the headliners, and it's madness.
Madness. Yeah.
Like honestly, still sell out. They sell out. They sold out an arena earlier this year in UK.
I went to When We Were Young Fest in Vegas in October, and so I couldn't go to their set because I think they were playing the same time as Simple Plan. I'm like, why are you gonna do this? Why you gotta do this to
Why
us,
would you
guys?
do?
That is that is awful. You just put so many bands on the lineup. I'm like, how am I supposed to choose? Like you're gonna
That's
make me
the
pick between Green Day and Good Charlotte. Like like come on, this is so painful. Can you please tell us more about your birthday Palooza kind of show that's coming up and the bands that are playing and what made you, decide to host such an awesome event?
So I've been kind of joking about it from virtually when I first started doing lives and people started coming in, and I'd be like, "What? One day we'll do a Forever Pop Punk Festival," and it was just a joke, and like I thought nothing of it. Although I was like, it would be pretty cool. I was like, that would be insane. So and then one of Wednesday at 7, who were one of the bands playing, Rob, their bassist, is one of my subscribers and he's quite a big part of my like Discord server, and he was basically saying he basically put a message on saying July July or end of July, August, um, we want to play Manchester. Has anyone got any ideas? And my birthday is the 31st of July. So it did start as like being like a joke of it'll be my birthday. Um, like it'll be
How
my birthday.
funny.
But then like the logistics of it, obviously they couldn't play the 31st. So then we moved, like I thought, what about the 17th? Because that was like when I first started going live. And they were like, yeah. So then I just messaged a night in November and they said, yeah, we'll do it. Um, and I messaged Red Smith 7, who are a band I'm massively into. Um, and they were like, yeah. Yeah, so Red Smith 7, Nine Banks, Wednesday at 7, and then a night in November as headliners.
That is
So
so awesome. And I've listened to all those guys, at least a couple of songs, and they're just awesome. Is there really a big UK pop punk scene in the UK?
it seems like it, yeah.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
like every person that I'm talking to or like I see on TikTok, I find out, oh, they're from the UK. There must be a scene.
I think that that type of music must have like resonated with us because there is so many like it was massive over here, and like all the big bands have got really big followings, and I think the thing is as well that a lot of people didn't like grow out of it, uh, so in the UK we're still kind of we're, we're still we're still stuck to being 15 basically.
Exactly. I think I need to move to the UK because I'm definitely still stuck being 15 as well. And so for this festival, are you having this like did you rent out a venue over there or something?
I've got a venue. It's 100 capacity, so it's going to be nice and intimate, and it's going to just be a lot of fun. So yeah, I hired it out, and I I still panic every day about selling all the tickets. I think I will. I think I've sold about 40% of tickets now.
Is this the is this the first time you're kind of putting something together like this?
Yeah, I've never even played in a band, like, so I've never even been on a stage. So be on stage, kind of probably uh like introducing and things, and yeah, even that to me is mental.
You know, you really are a big deal, you know, in the scene. Like you really are. And I know you're such a humble guy and you know, willing to support others, and it's truly appreciated by everyone in the community. And I bet everyone is just, you know, so excited to support, you know, anything that you're willing to create.
I've got people like flying to Manchester to come to the show,
Dude,
and that that to me is just insane. It's
mental, right?
mental. It's absolutely mental, and it's like it's really humbling, and I kind of just like to kind of see it as like I've just created a community, and I'm kind of like the facilitator of all the people like being able to come together, and um, yeah, that's pretty much it. So we just decided to put on this show, and we thought it'd be really cool because I've got like this Discord server, and there's loads of us who like talk all the time, and like just like reminisce, and then we just talk about life and everything else. And we were just like, wouldn't it be cool if we meet? And I'd be like, then I was like, wait a second, it's me who can make those decisions. So I was like, I can put on a gig.
Yeah, you're the guy. Like
Like
you're forever pop punk.
I can do it.
Oh man, I'm so happy for you, dude. That's so awesome. Like you could do anything you want and you have your community supporting you.
And everyone's really supportive and friendly, and like yourself, and like we all just want to support each other basically. And I think it's a beautiful thing because there's space for all of us. So, and I just want to say I absolutely love your content as well. Um, like you bring so much energy and to them, and yeah, it's so cool. And they're like, I just post a music video, and then you're then I move up and you're there singing along and dancing. I'm like, yeah, this is what I like watching, like people enjoying
Oh,
it.
thank you so much, Sam. Yeah, no, honestly, I think it's just like for me, used to just I used to record myself a lot as a kid doing that, lip syncing to like these songs and stuff, and it was very cathartic for me. It was something that was very therapeutic and something I would never show anybody. Like it was just like I'm like that's embarrassing. Like why would I show? I'm gonna get made fun of. Like no, like I can't put this on MySpace, you know. People like this, people watch me doing this. Like what do you mean?
I think TikTok has definitely uh, made people like want to connect on a deeper level with other people. Doesn't always work, I don't think. But like in our senses and a lot of other people who I know, it has really worked, and it's a really great thing. Um, it's
Absolutely.
confidence, which is helpful.
Absolutely. No, I feel like it's given me confidence as well. I think it's the connection with people. Like once you start to connect with people who are like-minded and you know they feel the same things as you, or they'll say something that you know you thought only you would think of, like
Yeah,
you really connect, and it makes you more confident because you're like, oh, I'm not alone. I'm not just like this weird outcast that likes things that nobody likes. It's like no, like there's a whole community of people out there.
exactly. So I like a couple of years ago, I joined the Born for Soup fan page on Facebook, which is an awesome community, by the way. And that was one of the times, that was when I first started realizing that was loads of us out there. Um, and like, so through lockdown, we'd all like have like Zoom meetings and stuff where we'd just like chat and we'd all like hang out, and like it was really cool. And that was like the first time that I was like, there's loads of us out there, and most of them were British as well. And like it almost felt like a lot of us were kind of uh, like dotted everywhere, and we hadn't just joined together. Um,
Right.
Now what feels like is what we are doing. So it's yeah, because we're just a small little island, and it's just mad.
I can just imagine the Bowling for Soup fan base community is a bunch of like jokesters and like, just fun
Exactly.
loving people. I can only imagine.
Yeah, pretty much just posting silly memes all the time and making jokes. It's pretty much that whole. I fit right in. I
Yeah.
make. I'm constantly telling dad jokes and stuff. So
I love a good dad joke. Like I remember when I was super young, maybe 10, 12 years old, and we had AOL Instant Messenger. I don't know if did you used to use that AIM
I used to use MSN more than. Uh,
more than AIM. Yeah, I did MSN as well. I joined a Simple Plan fan group or something, like a fan chat group, and we would just, talk about Simple Plan, like all in one little chat room, just like people would send pictures of them and the band members that they would meet and take pictures with at their concerts. And it was so cool just as a little kid, just kind of like connecting with all these people that like the same band as you. We would even we knew like their favorite food. It was kind of weird. Like we knew, they were like, oh, what's the lead singer's favorite food? Like, oh, it's sushi. Yeah, we know. Like, I'm like, are we stalkers? Like, what is this? But we were just, what else are you gonna do?
when you're young and like you become obsessed with something, you really go in deep. Um, which I guess I guess as an adult you kind of like pull back a little bit because like you're like, why would I want to know their favorite food? Like, but like as a kid, it's like, yeah, that's cool.
Do you remember how in there were magazines and stuff before, and they would really have like interviews with bands, and
Yeah,
they would ask them things like, what's your favorite color, and what's your favorite food, how many girlfriends have you had, or something like that. And that's how we kind of knew. I guess it was public information, so it wasn't that weird. Well, Sam, it has really been such a pleasure to
yeah,
chat with you today. And
a lot of fun.
yeah, thank you so much for joining me. And I
You will.
don't think this will be the last time, for sure. Is there anything you want to mention or plug in or say before we kind of, go our separate ways for the day?
No, obviously, there's the big thing is the Forever Pop Punk birthday Palooza, which we spoke about the 17th of August in Manchester, UK. So if any of you are around that area, then check out my page, and you'll be able to find a link to tickets. But yeah, except for that, I'm currently taking a mental health break, which is what we were talking about. So I've not posted in a while, probably about a week or so. But hopefully by the time this is out, I'm posting again. But we'll see.
Absolutely. And, take your time. Even if it's posted and you're still taking your mental health break, do that and keep taking care of yourself, because you can't show up in the world if you haven't filled your own cup. So, thank you for doing that for yourself.
Exactly. I think it's really important, and I think everyone needs to understand that that is something that they can do. So that's kind of the main reason I talk about it. Even though I'm extremely uncomfortable about talking about it, I kind of like noticed that a lot of other people were going through it, and I have this strange platform, so I was like, I might as well use it for some good. So
Absolutely. Thank you for doing that because you never know, even if it helps just one person who's going through the same thing, it can really make an impact. So,
yeah, 100%.
thank you so much, Sam. Thank you so
You,
much. I really appreciate you and all that you do for the community. And have a great birthday, Palooza. And we'll chat with you soon. Everybody, I'm going to link Sam's TikTok in the description and all things Forever Pop Punk. So, thank you so much, my friend.
thank you so much, and yeah, thank you for having me. It's been awesome.
Of course. I'll talk to you soon,
All
Sam.
right, see you. Bye.
Bye.